Welcome to Niche Pilates. This is a 50-minute strength class. We are going to be using a box today. I have a 10-pound weight here. If you would like to have a 5-pound close by as well, always an option. And we're going to get started with 3 reds on our reformer. So I'm going to put those on now, and then just have your weight close by somewhere where you can grab it. Let's get started laying down on our backs here, finding a comfortable supine position. I like to bring my feet to the foot bar, also option to bring your feet to the wooden platform. We're just gonna start with some breath work. So taking one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest, inhaling deep through those lungs, finding that expansion of the rib cage. Holding for a count at the top. Exhale, letting it go. Good, inhale deep through the nose. Holding at the top, then exhaling deep through the mouth. Good. Taking a few more breaths just like this. As I keep talking here, just noticing if you can start to elongate both your inhale and the exhale. Drawing your navel to spine as you find the exhale. Inhale deep. Exhale. Release. Good. One more, just like that. Inhale deep. Hold at the top for a count. Exhale through pursed lips. Let that breath go. Beautiful. Go ahead, wiggle your fingers and toes if your eyes are closed. Bring them back open. Take a big bear hug. Drive your knees to chest. Maybe you rock a little bit side to side here. Extend one leg, then the other. Whew. Hammies are awake. All right, so we're gonna get started here with actually our feet on the wooden platform, so about hips width distant. You want nice alignment in the lower body, so taking a moment here to notice the hips in line with the knees, in line with the ankles. Arms are long down by your side. Inhale to prepare. Exhale as you slowly lift, peel that spine all the way up to a bridge position. Good. You want those knees, again, to try not to spread wide as you come up into that bridge. Keep them nice in line with the hips, squeezing through the glutes, feeling those hamstrings activate. As you press the hips high, navel draws to spine, ribs wrap. Beautiful. Inhale at the top here. Exhale as you slowly peel the spine down. Good. Reset at the bottom. Inhale. Exhale, draw navel to spine as you peel that spine back up again. Nice. Inhale, exhale. So as we work here in this bridge with our feet on the wooden platform, you're in a little bit smaller range of motion than if we would have had those feet on the foot bar. You want nice space from your chest to your chin. Just really thinking about focusing on that awareness with each of the vertebrae, lifting and lowering. Good, so warming up through the posterior chain, right? Hamstrings are engaged, quads, glutes are all working together, firing together to create this movement. Let's take 2 more. Good, last one here. You're gonna keep the hips lifted. Find that high bridge. Good, you're gonna ground down through those heels, press the palms into the carriage. As you travel that carriage out, again, you might not get far here. You can see I need to kind of readjust my stance. You have a nice amount of resistance on those springs. So I'm really focusing on form here, stopping about where I can feel my hips, that they would start to drop, and then squeezing my glutes towards my heels to draw the carriage back in. I'm kind of kickstanding on my heels here on the wooden platform too. And I want to think about that control as I move. Exhale to press out. Inhale, slowly bring it in, right? Those 3 reds are gonna wanna bring you fast in. You gotta think about that control. For 2 more. Good, last one. Exhale out. Inhale, draw in. Keep the hips lifted. Now you're gonna take tiny pulses with those hips. Down an inch, up an inch. Feeling that squeeze to the glutes. You should really feel that nice activation. Knees stay in line with your hips here for 4, 3, Last 2. And 1, hips stay lifted, then slowly melt the spine all the way down. Good. You can take your knees or feet up to the foot bar. Maybe take the knees side to side here. Whew. Maybe some little cracks as you find that release. Good. Heels come to the foot bar, hips width distance, so same stance here. You're gonna take navel, draw down to spine, arms are long. You're gonna point the toes up toward the ceiling so you have nice flexion through the feet, and keeping that activation through the lower body. Inhale, prepare, exhale, press long. Good, find squeeze and extension through the legs, hold here. Inhale, draw the carriage all the way in, slowly resist those springs. Exhale to press out. Nothing crazy, we're just finding that nice fluidity, trying to length breath to your movement here. Good, knees in line, staying nice and steady. Arms are long down by your side. Shouldn't feel like a lot of weight on the carriage, but don't you worry, we'll be adding on, finding some nice burn shortly. Good. As you keep working here, just warming up through the lower body. Let's take 3 more. Last 2. On your last one, you're gonna hold it halfway out. Start those tiny little pulses through the heels, finding that nice tension through the quads. So you're starting to warm up through those quad muscles. Good. Keep drawing navel to spine for 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold halfway. Exhale, press all the way out. Inhale, draw it. Now, if you have that weight close by, go ahead, grab it. I've got mine over here. So I'm gonna take the weight now and I'm gonna bring it up over the chest. So my arms are in extension. I have a slight bend to the elbows just to protect the elbow joint. Inhale here, exhale. Now I'm gonna press out. As I inhale, I'm gonna bring the weight down towards my chest. Exhale, press, inhale, everything comes in. So we're just adding a little bit of upper body activation. Your latissimus dorsi is working here. Your obliques are stabilizing, right? Using these elements of our upper body through our core to create this nice, big, strong unit that we're working. Exhale as you press out, inhale as you draw in, trying to keep that intention through your breath, connecting with movement here. Good. Let's take 4 more. Last 3. 2. Last 1, hold all the way out. Slowly draw that carriage in halfway, arms stay extended. Now you're gonna pulse in an inch, out an inch on those feet, and then add in that little pulse with the arms. So keeping it tiny, tiny. Small movements here, right? You should feel some warmth through the biceps, forearms here, even the triceps a little bit. For 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Hold that arms in full extension. Exhale, full extension out on those feet, and then slowly draw the carriage in, everything comes in. Good, reset. Oh my goodness, I am cracky today. All right, heels are gonna stay on that foot bar, same position. You're just gonna bring the weight to your hips here, okay? So instead of having your arms long, each hand will just settle on each bell of the dumbbell here. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, you're gonna come to bridge now with your feet on the foot bar. So it's gonna be a little bit of a different sensation. You're on 3 reps. So you wanna make sure that the carriage stays parked. Try and point the toes down so you feel hamstring engagement. And you're just gonna hold the weight steady on your hips. As you inhale, you're gonna bring your navel to spine and find a low hold. So my tailbone is barely hovering over that carriage. Exhale, thrust the hips high, find a hip lift. Inhale, slowly lowering. Exhale to lift. Beautiful. So you should really find force through the glutes as you bring those hips high. Send them up toward the ceiling. Inhale, lower. Exhale, you lift. Beautiful work. Inhale, lower. Exhale, you lift. So again, pulling navel to spine the whole time, wrapping the ribs for 3. Last 2. On this last one, hold those hips high, point the toes down. Tiny pulses at the top here. Down an inch, up an inch with that tailbone, feeling that burn to the hamstrings. For 4, 3, 2. The last one, you're gonna take the weight in your hands now, keep the hips lifted. I'm not gonna move the lower body. As I inhale, I bring that weight back behind my head, like to the crown. Exhale, lift, being mindful of the weight, right? Trying to keep it in this nice line. As you're bringing your elbows into midline, as close as you can. They're not gonna touch, but you wanna focus on that intention of keeping them in to feel that tricep extension. No movement in the lower body here. For 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. Keep the weight up. Slowly melt the hips down, weight comes down. Good, take the knee side to side. You can just maybe shake out those hamstrings a little bit. You're definitely working them. All right, weight's gonna come in your right hand. This time your right heel's gonna go on that carriage. Left leg is gonna come to tabletop. Okay, so you're in this kind of contralateral position here. Okay, inhale to prepare. Exhale, you're gonna press out. Your elbow's still down. I want us to set up. Oops, sorry. We'll cut that. That was Siri. Stop, Siri.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Stop. Okay. Sorry. I don't know what the heck my phone was doing. All right, we're still good recording. And I'll give it 5 seconds and we'll pick up here. All right, so we're gonna set up nice in our full extension. Your left knee is over the left hip. Your elbow's still on the carriage. Pull navel down to spine. Good. As you inhale, you're gonna pull that left leg over the foot bar as you draw the carriage in. Exhale, you press out. That knee comes back over the hip. Just starting to get a feel for this movement with the legs and the lower body. Good, so we're working through the right leg, right heel's pressing into that carriage, feeling that lower back. Try and stay steady on your carriage. Then as you feel comfortable here, adding in the press. As the left leg goes long, the right arm's gonna come up to the ceiling. Inhale, everything comes back through center. That right elbow goes down. So you're adding in this press here as that left leg is moving. Beautiful. That right bicep, tricep should be turning on. You should feel some good tension. Let's take 3 more. Last 2. On this last one, you're gonna hold that left knee in. This time the right hand's gonna press up toward the ceiling. Lower body stays stable. As you inhale, that right hand goes back by your right ear. Exhale it up. So you got single arm tricep work. Trying to stay out of the neck and the traps. So really keeping this isolated, this unilateral work on the right side, right arm. For 3, 2, last one. Keep that right arm stable and steady, not toward the ceiling. Left foot's gonna come up toward the ceiling. Point the toes, drawing tiny leg circles in one direction here with that left leg. Keeping the right hip point down, navel to spine. This is really important. For 3, 2, and 1. Switch directions. Finding that nice circumference of your circle, maybe widening it if your pelvis can stay stable. For 3, 2, and 1. Draw that left knee in. Right knee comes halfway. Now you've got tiny pulses to finish on this right side. For 4, 3, 2, And one, exhale, press all the way out. Left heel reaches that right one on the foot bar. Both hands come to your weight. We're gonna come back through center. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, press long. We've been here before. We're just coming back, finding that nice stability here with both heels on the foot bar. Working that inhale and exhale. Let's take 4 more. Last 3, 2. On this last one, you're gonna slowly end that full extension, bring the weight to the left hand. Right hand comes down, inhale into halfway, right leg floats to tabletop. Exhale, we'll keep the elbow down actually to start. Inhale, draw that right leg over the foot bar as you bring the carriage in, and then back to that knee over the hip. So you're trying to find this work through the left quad, left leg now. Good. Finding that warmth, connecting your breath. Once you're feeling comfy here, as that right leg goes long, left arm comes up, and then you bring it down to your side as the knee comes in. So you're adding in the arm work with the lower body. Good, trying to keep that left elbow close into side body as you're working here, pointing the right toes, trying to flex the left ones. Lots going on here. For 4, 3. Last 2. Last one, lower body's gonna stay stable. Right arm's gonna stay up toward the ceiling. Inhale as that weight comes down by the left ear, exhale it long. So tricep extension on the left, unilateral work here. Obliques are engaged. Navel to spine. Trying to keep that elbow in one place, staying nice and steady. For 3. Last 2. Last 1, hold that weight up. You're gonna take the right toes, point them up toward the ceiling. You're gonna start those leg circles in one direction this way. Again, trying to keep the left hip point down as you move through the core and that right hip flexor. Right, your femur is in that hip joint, controlling this movement. For 3, 2, slight micro bend in the left elbow. Last 1, switch your circle direction. Again, if you are able to keep that left hip point down, your core engaged, maybe you make your circle bigger here. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring that right knee to tabletop. Slowly bring that carriage halfway in. You can keep that left arm up. You're gonna go out an inch, in an inch on that left foot. Finish here with these pulses for 4, 3. Last 2. And 1, press all the way out, right foot comes down, both hands into the weight. Inhale everything through center. Beautiful. Take the knees side to side. Find that release. 1 little quick core activation, then we're gonna be up and out of this into our main series. So bring the weight up over the chest, feet are in tabletop. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, you're going to lift, rise, try and bring that weight over the knees and towards the shins. Good, inhale, slowly resist gravity as you come back down. Inhale, exhale, lift. Notice my knees are over the hips, they're not coming back towards my face at all. This is key. This tabletop position with the navel to spine is quite challenging. I'm already feeling my core kind of shaking here. You're trying to lift as high as you can. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift, 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 lift. Inhale, release. Let's take 1 more. And hold. Good, you're gonna take the right leg long. Inhale through center, left leg long. Alternate your legs. You're trying to stay lifted so that the lower abdominals are squeezing, 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 finding that length. Good. First, 2 more each side. Beautiful. Last 1, you're gonna bring both legs long as you stay in flexion, lifting and lowering both legs together. You can squeeze the inner thighs, creating that tension through the core. For 3. Last 2. And 1. Beautiful, release everything. Weight can come down onto the floor for a second as you find the lower back release. Whew. I think it's because it's so cold out. My joints are a little bit stiffer. All right, roll yourself all the way up. Adjust as needed. 1 blue is gonna go on. The rest of these springs will come off. So you're just on 1 blue. The weight can come actually to your carriage to start. You're gonna take your box and just shimmy it so that it comes all the way down and hits this notch of the foot bar. Okay, so you can just scooch it all the way down. I'm actually gonna come to all 4s facing the back of my carriage. I'm just gonna start with a few cat and cows here. Whew. Drawing chin to chest, pressing up, finding flexion, then inhaling, letting my belly drop and my chin rise. So I'm gonna adjust here actually because I wanna make sure my knees are under my hips and my shoulders are over the wrist. It's easy to lose that alignment. All right. When you're ready, you're gonna come back to this all 4s position, neutral. I'm gonna bring the weight just under me on the box here. All right, so again, good alignment through your all 4s position. Navel pulls up to spine. Slight flexion to the upper back. Strength through, especially this right hand, because your left hand is gonna come to the shoulder block close to you. As you exhale, press that carriage away from you. Inhale, draw it back. It's nothing crazy yet. You just wanna find that tension on the left side. So the left shoulder is really working here, your latissimus dorsi, your obliques. I want a slight micro bend in the right arm just to keep me stable here as I move. I'm a little shaky today. I think it's the coffee I just had. Or it could just be the burn, you know? Accept the burn. I need to accept the burn. Let's take 3 more. Last 2. Now, as I bring this carriage out, my right leg is gonna come into a donkey kick. So I'm in like a bird dog position, but definitely modified. I wanna flex my foot up toward the ceiling and try and keep the right hip point pulling down. As I inhale, I'm gonna curl my spine as the knee comes in and the carriage comes in. Exhale, I come to donkey. Inhale, I pull in. Exhale, I find donkey. So I'm now adding in this element of the donkey kick. Now I'm actually gonna look at myself in that camera, if you have a mirror nearby, or even using your phone, to help notice that if I'm arching my back here in donkey. You see what happened there? I don't want that. I want my foot, even if it comes a little lower, to stay in this neutral spine. Okay, good, so keep working here. Nice, let's take 4 more. 3, 2. On this last one, hold the left arm out in your donkey kick. You're gonna go up an inch, down an inch on that right leg. Keep the right hip point down. Strong through the left shoulder for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the right knee down. Carriage in, take a child's pose. Find that release. Good. All right. As you find some movement that feels good, you're gonna reset and stand up in front of that box and just bring it about halfway up your carriage. So away from that knob on the carriage. We're gonna work a little single-sided jazz here. So you're gonna bring that weight to the left hand. The right foot's gonna step on the box. Left foot is down. Right hand to your hip. As you exhale, you're gonna stand tall in that box and then slowly bring the tips of your toes down and then roll to the ankle. So we're lifting here and lowering. So you're finding warmth through this right glute. Nice. The weight's in the left hand, just kind of stabilizing here. Again, resisting, fighting gravity as you bring that left foot down. That's really important. Good. Let's take 3 more. Last 2. On this last one, stay lifted. Now you're gonna bring a good amount of bend to this right leg. It's the weight kind of travels forward. That left leg is up. You're gonna find pulses to that left glute as the left hip stays down. We've got 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Slowly stand tall. Step in front of that box. Go ahead, take a forward fold, draw your chin to chest, release. Beautiful. All right, so option to use the weight here. I have a 10-pound, so I don't know if I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna do it without the weight. Option to take the short loop and the weight with you. You'll see in a second. So you're gonna keep the right foot on the box, and the left knee is gonna come to this 90-90 position. And I'm gonna take the short loop out from the shoulder block. Exhale as you pull that left elbow towards your side body. Inhale, release. So if you need to even choke up on the knot, you can here to get a little more range of motion. The key here is to stay in this 90-90. I want this back left leg to be close to 90. Nice. So your hips are staying square. You're finding that pull your shoulder blades back. For 4, 3. Last 2. On this last one, hold that left elbow back. Tiny pulses of that elbow. Back an inch, back an inch. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Losing my balance there. Slowly come up, step forward. Take any movement that you need to find some release. All right, you're gonna bring the box on long to your carriage now. But this time you're gonna bring it a little off-centered so that there's space on this right side to start, but I wanna make sure my box is still safely on. So just find that sweet spot, and then you're gonna use the box to support you. As you step the right foot onto that space, the left foot is gonna kickstand. Okay, so again, using the box to support you. Weight's gonna come to the right hand. As you feel your stability, you're gonna stand tall. Good, on your inhale, prepare. Exhale, you find a low lunge. Right knee tracking over the right ankle. Inhale, squeeze through those inner thighs as you stand. Good, so you're finding this really nice, stable, steady work. It's hard here. I'm keeping the torso more upright for more quad work. If you'd like to bring the torso a little anterior, you can for some more glute work. As I come low, I'm gonna row that arm up. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. I think I said that backwards first. Pilates brain. A lot going on here. Good. Keeping those hips square towards the back of your carriage. Let's take 3 more. Last 2. Good, on this last one, hold that row low. Now I am gonna bring the torso forward. Inhale, upper body stay stable. Exhale, all I'm doing is scootering that left knee to kiss the top of my long box. Not a big range of motion. That right glute should be talking to you though. Pull the shoulders down and back the spine for 3. Last 2. 1, you're gonna hold that right leg out. Now you've just got that row. Pull right arm into right elbow, or sorry, right armpit for 4, 3, 2. Last 1, you're gonna bring the left elbow down to the box. Right hand with your weight in front of your right foot. Step the right foot back to meet the left. You're in this nice modified plank. Pull your navel up to spine. Find flexion to the upper back. As you exhale, you're gonna press your hand and forearm in front of you. Inhale back under the shoulder. Exhale, press. Inhale, release. I'm feeling it, y'all. My heart rate's high. The coffee is kicking in. For 4, 3. Last 2. On that last one, Keep the hands and the arm under your shoulder. On your exhale, you're gonna bring your navel to your spine as your gaze goes back towards your knees. Exhale it back, inhale forward. Good, this should take just more core control than anything. For 3. Last 2. Last one. Oop, I gotta finish that rep. Good, then bring the box or carriage home. Knees to box, take child's pose. Reaching the fingertips forward. Nice, find that release. All right, you're gonna come up and step off to the right side of your box. Weight can go on top of the box. All you're gonna do is center the box. So just move it a couple inches to that right, so that you can then sit on it, feet on headrest, weight in your hands. All right, I'm gonna challenge you here to use the weight, but you can always ditch it at any point if it's too much. We're gonna work some C curves. So I'm gonna keep the weight to my chest. If you have a 5-pound and wanna bring it out, you go, queens. Whatever, however you identify. Sit tall through the navel, okay, through the crown of your head down to your tailbone. Inhale, exhale, you're gonna find that C curve, holding that weight to your chest. Again, if you want that weight out, I can do it here. You're gonna find that stability. Inhale as you sit tall, exhale as you sit tall. Inhale, exhale, sit into that C curve, find that low hold, navel to spine, and then find your length. It gets hard with the keeping your arms out, so again, just finding a place where the weight's adding a little bit of extra tension. You are great. Let's take 2 more. Last one, you're gonna hold that low C curve. I challenge you, we're gonna start our march with the legs. Maybe you wanna take your legs up into that tabletop and then take your taps. Keeping navel to spine. Nice. Maybe you take both feet to tap. Teaser prep question mark? For 3, wherever you are. Even out your sides. Last 2. And last one, sit tall. Ooh, bring that chest forward. Kind of shake it out. You're gonna bring the weight actually just to the side of your carriage so it's not gonna bring the box off. And you're gonna take your short loops over your biceps. So shimmy them on. Shimmy them on. Shimmy them on. All right, so you're gonna start with the elbows at 90. Palms facing you. Inhale as you prepare. Exhale, take the elbows out to a goalpost. You're feeling those rhomboids, right? Squeezing the shoulder blades back towards you. Inhale through center. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale through center. Good, so you're staying tall through the spine. Navel still draws into spine. Should also feel this in your lats and your obliques. All the things. It's a great exercise to work for all that upper back posture and stability of those muscles. Good, let's take 3 more. Last 2. On this last one, you're gonna hold those hands out in that goalpost. Inhale them up toward the ceiling, exhale them back to 90. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Try and think about that you're in between like 2 panes of glass, staying nice and tall, having your arms follow. For 3, try and stay out of the neck and traps. Pull the shoulders down and back. Last 2. And 1, whew. Good, take your chin to your chest, find that forward fold. Good, good, good. All right, maybe you roll the shoulders here. Beautiful, all right, ooh, neck crack. Now you're gonna step off to the left side of your carriage. You're gonna bring your box with ya. So we're gonna start with that box up by the knob of the foot bar. And again, your weight can come onto the box just in the center. We'll start with those cat and cows here. We're gonna move to the other side. Whew, shake out those arms a little bit, right? I can feel all that tension that we've been working. Nice. All right, when you're ready, you're gonna come through center again, adjust so that the knees are under the hips, shoulders are over the wrists. You're gonna take your right hand to the right shoulder block, keeping that integrity through your neutral spine. Exhale, press that right arm long, inhale it back in. So again, make sure there's a slight micro bend in this left elbow as you work this right arm. Exhale to press out, inhale to draw in. Exhale out, inhale in. Just finding that nice alignment before we add on. Let's take 3 more here. The last 2. And on this last one, as the right arm is out, you're gonna take the left leg to that donkey kick, keep the left hip point down, no arch in that lower back. Inhale, everything curls in. Exhale, donkey kick. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, we donkey. Remember, as soon as you start to feel that lower back arch, that's as high as your heel should go. It's not a competition, right? You've got to use your form as feedback. I promise it will make you a better Pilates student. It will give you more strength here. Let's take 3 more. Last 2. On this last one, arm is long, left leg is up. You're gonna just take those tiny donkey pulses. Left foot is going up an inch, right arm is long. For 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Everything comes through center. Take that child's pose on your box. Let the breath go. Nice. All right. You're gonna come to standing in front of that box. You're gonna press it about halfway up the carriage so you have some space behind the box here. All right, reset, kind of catch your breath. Weight's gonna go in the right hand this time. Left foot's gonna step onto that box. As you slowly rise tall, you're gonna come to standing. Inhale as you bring that right foot down, you peel back down through the heel. Exhale, you lift. Inhale, you lower. It's just nice functional movement here to kind of think about our core connecting to the lower body with some weight and just bringing that intentionality in. It challenges your balance for sure, as you can see. I just had a little wobble. So again, the left glute should be heating up here. Good, let's take 3 more. Last 2. On this last one, now you're gonna stand tall. Good bend in that front left knee as you bring your torso forward. Right hip point stays down. You're taking that right foot up an inch, up an inch. Tiny pulses here. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand tall. Take a forward fold on that box. Release. Beautiful. All right. Left foot's gonna stay forward. Right foot's gonna step back. Again, if you want to use the weight as you pull here, totally an option. I'm gonna ditch it because I wanna focus on my 90-90 and I have a heavier weight. So I'm gonna step this right foot back enough that I can get into this 90-90 position where my left knee's over my left ankle and that right leg is in that 90-90. Then I'm gonna choke up on my rope here. As I exhale, I pull that right elbow in, inhale it long. So again, the right leg being in 90 is just as important as the left here. Finding that squeeze of my elbow back, inhaling long. Nice. For 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Pull that right elbow back. You've got tiny pulses, back an inch, back an inch. For 4, 3, 2, And 1, slowly let that rope go. You can hang it up as you take any stretch you need. Let those legs shake it out. Oops, sorry for the clanking. All right, box is gonna go back on the carriage long with your weight. Just make sure now it's off-centered to this side away from you so that you've got space on the left part of your carriage now. All right, so you're gonna take your left foot up on that carriage, using your box to help you get on and up. Your right foot is, sorry for the ambulance. Your right foot is gonna kickstand here as the weight comes into the left hand. Once you feel stable in your balance, stand tall. I'm a little shaky because I'm tired. Hips are pointing towards the back of your carriage. Inhale to prepare, exhale, you sink low. Inhale, you bring it tall. Exhale low. Inhale, squeeze those inner thighs, stand tall. That's your move. Beautiful. Try and link your breath to the fullness of your movement here. As you come low, I'm gonna add in that row. Inhale, I stand tall. So my left elbow's coming into my left armpit as I bring my left leg into that lunge. Let's take 3 more here. Last 2. Then 1, stay low. Your elbow stays in that row. As you inhale, right knee to tap the top of your right box, or top of the box. Good, you're coming into the scooter for 3. Last 2. And 1, now you're gonna hold the little lunge and take that row on the left side for 4. 3. Last 2. And 1, that weight's gonna go in front of your right foot. Right elbow, forearm to the box. Left foot is back to meet the right in your plank. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, take your elbow and hand in front of the shoulder. Inhale it back. Sorry, exhale it back under. Nice. Keeping good form with your plank here. We are almost done. Then we're gonna stretch it out. Lift navel to spine for 4. 3. 2. Last one, shoulders under. Let me try that again. Forearm and hand under your shoulder. Exhale as you draw navel to spine and lift the hips. Inhale, lower. Exhale, you lift. We finish here for 4. Last 3. 2. And last one. Finish the wrap, Rachel. Pull the box in. Take your child's pose. Oh man, y'all, I'm tired. Brain is braining. Life is lifing. All right, when you're ready, step off to that right side of your carriage. Place the box back where you found it at the start of class. Your weight can go off to the side with it. We're gonna cool it down with 1 red and a blue, 1 of each as you make your way down. Back to supine. Long loops over the midsoles of your feet. Oh my goodness. Bring those feet up over the hips. Give the ropes a nice big pull. Feel the release of the hamstrings. Oof. Honestly, just do whatever feels good for a second. I mean, that's really all that you should be doing with Pilates. Even in the hard stuff, right? Listening to your body. And then when you're ready, arms go long. We'll just start with some leg circles. You can go either direction. I actually like to bring my hands in a triangle over my pelvis to kind of make sure I'm still engaging my neutral spine and not rocking around. Just flushing those legs out. Good, go ahead, switch your direction. Finding that nice release, as well as that little bit of work in the core still. All right, next time your feet are over the hips, hold them there. Give a nice pull to those ropes. As you bend the knees, the feet come wide for happy baby. You can rock the spine. Whew. This often feels really nice, side to side. For a little bit of that massage to all parts of the back. Good. Then come through center. Left knee will go out to the left side. Right leg will shoot long to the right. Peter Pan. I like to pull on the ropes here to kind of help facilitate that hip and inner thigh stretch. And breathe. Sorry, y'all, words were not my friend today, so I do apologize. But we made it through, you know? We figure it out. All right, switch your Peter Pan. Right knee out to the right, left leg shoots long to the left. We make it through and we survive. There's a will, there's a way. It's what I try and tell myself. Okay, should stop talking now. Soles of your feet together. Slowly let the ropes pull your feet down towards the well. Oh, y'all, this is probably my favorite stretch on the reformer. That's not true, I love mermaid. But when you do this, it's really nice release on the core as well to let the ropes pull you down. So your hips are really opening here. You're opening through your chest and the front body. Maybe open and close the jaw a little bit, or release any tension that you have in the face. Just kind of let go. Good. Just taking a second to recenter, coming back to that breath. I could stay here all day, y'all. Feels so good right now. But if you are all set, take any other final stretches you need. Ropes will come off. You'll hang up those long loops and you are all done. Excellent strength class today. It was a fun one. Added in some fun new elements. But thanks for joining me again. I'm Rachel. This is Niche Pilates, and we'll see you next time. Bye.